morning, beautiful people of the world. Good morning. You already know what day it is. It is Friday, March 14th, 2025. How you all doing on this great, wonderful, blessed morning? Garbage people make me sick. They never put my can back. Get it when I come home. Anyway, you all, good morning to you and you and you. It is Friday, March 14th, 2025. Today would have been my mom's youngest sister's birthday. She would have been 67 today. She died when she was 57, I think. Yeah, she died very young. Anyway, happy birthday, Aunt Karen. She was more like a sister than a aunt because we were, she wasn't a lot older than me. But yeah, today is her birthday. So just thinking about her and, birthdays are hard when people are not here anymore, but I'm glad that she is out of pain because she truly suffered. She did not have a sufferless death. It was very horrific. She had a rare form of stomach cancer, and it was horrible. So, just thinking about her today. But anyway, good morning to you all. It's Friday. I am so glad because when I tell you I am so tired of these people at this job. Whew. I'm just sick of them. Seriously, I am just sick of them. So you all know Tuesday, we did Truthful Tuesday here, right? As we always do, most times, if I think about it. So one of the things that I didn't tell you all that was my truth is that I was talking to a coworker about this. And she's a young woman. And she said something to me that stuck with me for the rest of the week. I think I talked to her yesterday. No, what was yesterday? Wednesday? No, I must have talked to her Tuesday. After I had posted the Truthful Tuesday video here. But in talking to her, I forgot to mention something to you all about one of my truths. And one of my truths, I hate to cough in my hand. One of my truths was I really want to be a content creator full time. That's what I really want to do. I just do. I want to, and I know right now the world is upside down with all the craziness, all the layoffs, the firing of all these people that the Trump administration is doing, the Department of Education. They fire so many people, and my heart just goes out to them. And not just them, but many others that have been let go. And it hasn't even been a year that he's been in office, and the amount of damage that he has done. What he's trying, all the things he's trying to get rid of, so forth and so on. Anyway, I was saying to myself that this job I'm blessed to have. I'm blessed to make the money that I make. But this is not what I want to continue to do. I need my job. I go to work because I need my job, right? But this is not my calling. So it was interesting that I was thinking that on Tuesday, and I get a phone call from a coworker who I work with in Department of Garbage. When we started in 2013 here, she was young, very young. So she's not even 40. She's in her 30s. I think she in her 30s. But anyway, she had called me up and she was like, hey, I just called to see how you were doing. What was going on with you? She said, I saw a crew out here working and I thought maybe you was with this crew, blah, 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 blah. And I said, no, I'm with another crew. And she was like, oh, okay. She said, because I was going to stop and talk to you. So she's over in the Department of Sign Division. Okay, different. It's still under it's still under the umbrella of where I work, but she's in a different location. Now, I had an opportunity to go over there. I decided not to go over there, and I kind of regret not going in a way, because it's so much drama over here where I am. And now they want to start putting me on these, these construction crews. And I want to go back to doing what I was doing, But it's like you can never be okay and comfortable in this job, because they always throwing a freaking fracking monkey wrench in something, right? So she said to me, so I was asking her, how did she like it over there? Because she was over there with me in the paint department where I had been before I came down here. So she said, I like it. She was like, it's okay. Like that. She was like, she was like, because we both been here 12 years. She said, she said, I don't know. She said, this job, she said, there's no joy in it. And she put it so perfectly of what I was thinking. She was like, there's just no joy. There's just no joy. There's no joy in this job. She was like, I don't think I'm going to like anything here. And so I said, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, I agree with you on that. She was like, I just cannot. She said, I don't think any department I go to, I'm going to like. She said, I just don't feel like this place is just for me. So she said, I was talking to God the other day, and she said, I was asking him, God, show me my journey. She said, because this ain't it. So I said, it's interesting that you called me and we're having this conversation. I said, because I was thinking that, not thinking that, I said, but I was thinking about wanting to be a full-time content creator. But what I'm saying to you all is that this is how. Now, y'all, I ain't talked to her in a couple of months since she left from the paint shop. What I'm saying to you all is that it was almost as if this was my revelation, my confirmation, because what she spoke is what I had thought or was thinking when I was on my way driving up to meet the crew. I was thinking about this very thing, right? And then she called. And so then I said, wait a minute. Now I was just thinking this, and then she called. And so it was almost like the confirmation was, I'm letting you know that there's something bigger and better and greater out here for you other than what you're doing. And I have never thought this job was for me. Even when I worked over in garbage, I was like, but I had to work, I had to do what I had to do because, content creation wasn't like it is now. And I just know that this is not something that I want to do. I don't want to do this for the next 10 years, And I'm not speaking it into into existence that I don't want my job. I do want my job. I just know that it's something better that I want to do, because I feel like I have too many talents to be doing this. I don't want to be digging down in no hole looking for no gas line. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be in no dirt. I don't want to do this, the kind of work that I'm doing. I don't want to do it. I don't. I feel like I just don't like to be dirty. Even when I worked in garbage, I hated, getting dirt on my clothes and stuff like that. I want to look cute. I want to make what I make, and I want to look cute. And I don't want to do no hard labor job no more. I just don't. Although this construction site that I'm on, I'm not really doing nothing hard, but they trying to teach me this and teach me that, and I'm like, okay, I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm looking, but I know this is not what I want to do. I know that I don't want to. So she confirmed what I had been thinking, and I don't know what God is going to do for me. I don't know what God is going to do for me. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know how he's going to do it. But I believe that he's going to do a good thing. Excuse me. I do believe that. But I just have to I gotta just continue to trust him. Trust the process, as they say. But I'm not trusting the process. I'm trusting him. And I'm just trying to figure out what is my niche. You know what I'm saying? What is it? So that's one thing I wanted to share with you all. The other thing I wanted to share with you all, I did a live Facebook thing on yesterday. Something going on with Facebook and their lives. Now they're saying that after 30 days they're gonna delete your lives when you go live. And I think in the process of them doing that, they've changed the settings, because I wasn't seeing nobody up in the corner that was watching. I could see no comments. It's just, I don't know what's going on with Facebook. But anyway, yesterday, I shared this on Facebook Live. Yesterday, I was on my way to lunch. And I was going into Ross to use the bathroom. And when I came out, I went and got the van, the work van. I said, I'm going to go into, I had ate earlier, but I was still hungry. So I was like, I'm going to go, I had a fish sandwich. It was all right. From Wendy's. So I said, I should be eating this salad. So I went on and I was going to get me a salad, right? So as I'm coming, so let me just back up. This particular Ross, there's a homeless man that sleeps out in front of the store. He has all of his pillows, all of his, all of his stuff out there. So, out of respect, people just don't walk that way. We just go around, because really he's blocking the sidewalk, okay? But this is where he lays. And it's just, I'm going to be honest with y'all, it's disgusting. Everything is it's just disgusting. So anyway, sometimes you don't know if he's wrapped up in the blankets or he not. So I walked out of the store, went to get the van. I said, I'm gonna ride over here, because you got Wendy's right here and Ross is across. So as I'm driving up in the lot to go around to get over there to the Wendy's, I see the homeless man. Now, I had never seen him before, okay? So I see the homeless man. He's standing, there's 2 garbage cans on each end of the entrance as you're going in and when you're coming out. So he is in the garbage can, drinking, taking the lid off of a cup that somebody had threw in the garbage. And he's drinking whatever was in that cup. It just disgusted me. Now, before you say, you know, Cece, that was his only choice, I know. But that's not why it disgusted me. It disgusted me on many levels. Not just that it disgusted me because of the fact that he's eating out of a garbage can, but it disgusted me because we live in a country that is so fucking rich, but yet we got people eating out of garbage cans. So I was disgusted on all levels. And I literally burst into tears. It broke my heart. I was like, oh my God. Now, I've seen this before, especially up north. When I worked up north, I would see this man. He would, in the morning, I would take the same route. He'd be out there every morning, early in the morning, eating out the garbage can. So, I've seen this, okay? I've seen it. So it just messed me up. It messed me up really, really bad. It messed me up. So I pull in the lot, and immediately I said, I'm gonna buy him something to eat. So I asked the girl, I got him a number 1, a single cheeseburger with some fries and a lemonade. So as I was coming out the lot, I didn't see him because I thought he would be standing by the garbage can. I didn't see him. Instead, he was standing at the end of Ross parking lot when you coming out. You come in or out. So I blew my horn. So he looked up and I held the bag. And so he looked shocked. And I rolled the window down. He came over to the passenger side. I said, here you go. And so first I handed him, I don't know if I showed him the bag or the drink first. So whatever I showed him, he got his attention. He came over. He didn't speak any English. But he nodded his head, you know, thank you. I gave him the pop, and then I handed him the bag. And with the food in it, he looked even more shocked. And I said, he was just nodding his head to say thank you. I said, you're welcome. God bless you. And I pulled off. And something, it just did something to me inside. It just, you know, I just, you know, it goes back to that scripture. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Thereby, I can't remember the scripture, but by the grace of God, there go I. And you know, we all of us, you know, we just take so much for granted, you know. And I'm just speaking for myself, you know, the things I complain about, you know, I just cannot imagine having to eat out of a garbage can. I just, if every person in this world would just put themselves in this, could see themselves in somebody else's world and know that that could be you, what a better world we would be, because we would have more compassion, human compassion, for those that are less fortunate than us. You know, because I always feel like, okay, it's them today, but it could be me tomorrow. I think about how many times I've not had this and I've not had that. I think about how many times, you know, I've struggled financially. You know, I think about how many times, you know, I had to, you know, didn't know, like, you know, just was struggling. And I could not have ate my food and not have given this man food. And you know, that's the thing about being a Christian or having compassion for people, is that this is what Jesus wants us to do. He wants us to take care of the less fortunate. He wants us to feed each other. He wants us to clothe each other. And there's no way, it's just no way that I could have eaten my food, eaten my meal, knowing that this man had to go in the garbage can to eat. I honestly, you all, I cannot imagine I just cannot imagine having to eat out of a garbage can that, you know, is dirty and nasty. Them garbage cans, the germs, the, you know, and I just said, how can you eat when you see somebody else hungry? How can you eat? And this is what I don't understand about, you know, Trump and Elon Musk and all of these people that want to take away so much. How can you live? How can you sleep at night? How can you be okay with knowing how can you be okay with knowing that somebody is hungry or somebody is suffering, and you okay with that? I don't get that. I'll be back, y'all. I got here early today because almost didn't get no parking space yesterday. So I just couldn't. I could not bring myself. I just couldn't. I couldn't enjoy my food. I couldn't have ate yesterday knowing that this man was hungry. And excuse me. It just tore me up inside, you know. And I know that I can't do that all the time. Every time I see somebody that's hungry. But I said that I was going to try to do that. I said I was going to try to do it. You know, if I have it and somebody is hungry, I'm going to buy somebody something to eat. This is not the first time that I've done this. I've done this several times. And I'm not telling you all this to tell you all to do it. I'm not telling you all this to say, you know, to brag. That's not my purpose for telling you this story. Purpose of for me telling you this story is to say that, you know, for me, my heart just won't allow me to see somebody hungry and not feed them. I can't stand to see an animal hungry, let alone a human being. You know how you want to take in an animal that's hurt, an animal that's hungry. You start feeding the animal because they're hungry. I just don't feel like nothing and nobody should be hungry. You know, that's just how I feel. I'm just talking about me, you know, and this is why it just pisses me off when you got people like these crazy ass Republicans, you know, and some Democrats too, that just don't give a damn about the American people. Why are people eating out of garbage cans? You know, you remember back in the day, they used to have food pantries, not only where, excuse me, not only where you could go in and get food and take food, but they would have people in there that would be cooking, so people could have a home cooked meal. You know, we don't have that anymore. We got more and more and more people laying on the street and eating out of garbage cans. And then, you know, I hear people say, well, you know, they be on drugs, they crazy. I know. Okay, I know. And I ain't giving them nothing. You know, I ain't giving them nothing. Because, you know, in the system, since, you know, Chicago is inundated with migrants. We're a sanctuary city that welcomes the migrants, right? And so, since the migrants have been here, you know, they're always out. They always, you know, standing outside, you know, wanting money and this, that, and the other. Some of them, a lot of them that I've seen, I have given them something. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I have tried and have given, you know. I have, you know, the young lady that I met that had the 2 little kids. I went and I bought those kids clothes. I didn't even know her. You know, I have done stuff like that because my heart is real, real soft. And I always think about, when I see somebody else struggling, I always think about my struggles. And when I look at somebody else, sometimes I'll be like, well, you thought you was struggling, but you ain't struggled like a lot of these people have struggled. And so I guess my point is that I just know that at times we take things for granted, and we just take things for granted. That's all I'm saying. And I'm guilty of that. So it did, it's hot in here. Turn this over this way. It's gonna be 70 degrees here today. It's already 52. It's nice. But then we're supposed to get a storm. Every time it get warm, we get a storm. It's supposed to storm. We're supposed to get these a bad storm later on. And it's going to be real windy. And then it's going to be warm tomorrow and cold on Sunday. Well, it's crazy. Then I think next week it's gonna be in the 60s. Oh, it's up and down, up and down. So but yesterday you all were laughing at me because I was talking about these men, and I was calling them Dusties. And y'all was cracking up at me. But I mean, somebody wrote, I'm not gonna be a nurse or a purse. No, I'm not. I just get tired of men assuming that women are upset, desperate, mad, angry because we don't have nobody. No, that's not our story. Now, why did I do that? Let's see. That's not our story. You can't, like I said, don't speak for all men about what men won't do. There's a lot of men out here doing a lot of things for women, and they're not married to them. So, I just get so tired of men thinking that, a lot of men feel like they can do you anyway and treat you any kind of way because you're desperate. And see, I know this guy who he and I went to high school together, and I had to put him in his place because he's used to dealing with women that have low self-esteem. And so I really rattle him because I go in with him. You know, this ain't that. I don't know what you used to dealing with, but ain't no low self-esteem over here. And see, they don't like it when you stand up to them and tell them, no, that's not how this gonna go. That's not how this gonna go. Ladies, you have got to make a man know that he is not that important to you. I don't care how much you love him. I don't care how much you like him. I don't care if he doing whatever. You cannot make these men feel more entitled. And you cannot make them feel like they the last thing on earth. That you can't get nobody else. You can get somebody else. You probably could get a lot of guys if you leave this bum alone. I said on my TikTok, I did a TikTok video, and I said, you have to start having mental funerals about people. A lot of times we can't get over people because we have not mentally killed them in our brain. Okay? I'm not saying that you're not going to think about them from time to time, but that's why I said, when I see you know who, I'm not speaking. I ain't got nothing to say. I don't talk to dead people. Do you? So if you don't talk to the dead, why would you talk to somebody who did you wrong, you know, broke your heart, took you for granted? Once you have that mental funeral about them, they no longer exist. They're dead. Bury their asses and keep it moving. Keep it moving. I don't like no lazy man. I don't like no man that's always talking about, well, what you gonna do? I don't like no man who's always complaining about what he doing for a woman. See, this is the thing. Men, you all chase us. You all show interest in us. You all say that you want a relationship, or you want this or you want that from us. So why, if you chasing me, if you always in my DMs, if I'm not coming for you and you always coming for me, if you coming for me, then come for me correctly. Why would you think that you could come for me and then not do nothing for me? That don't even make sense. That makes no sense at all. It just don't make no sense. I need some more light. I can't see. If you're the type of man that you know that, you know, if you know you're the type of man that you're not romantic, or you don't want to spend no money on no woman, you really and truly need to find you a woman who is okay with that. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. I want to be treated like how I treat myself. If you're not treating me like how I treat myself, or better, what are we doing? What are we doing? And women, you all gotta stop. Y'all gotta, all of us, we gotta stop. Let me just say this. You gotta stop low grading yourself. You gotta stop not having expectations, and you gotta stop not having standards just to appease a man, just so you can have one. You got to stop doing that. Be alone, be single, live in your singleness, walk in your singleness, glorify being single, and to God send you the man who is going to treat you like you want to be treated. Why would I lower my standards to be with a bum? I have done it, and what I got was still nothing in the end. Let me tell you a quick story. When I first met Darnell, he was 60, 61, something like that. I found him to be a very nice man. I still say he's a nice man, but he's very manipulative. He has that, he's a recovering addict, drug addict, and he still has that manipulative drug addict behavior. And I saw it several times in him. When I first met him, I thought he was nice. He was really nice. But there were certain red flags about Darnell that I ignored because he was nice. The first one was, this man did not have and did not own his own home. He lives in the basement apartment of his sister's house. He does not own that house. First red flag. Second red flag, he had no car, no vehicle. What man that is 60-some years old and lives in this city where you need a car, I mean, you don't have to necessarily have one, but I mean, how are you a 60-some-year-old man and you do not have a car? That was the second red flag. The third red flag was he had no money. He retired too early and he was broke. The fourth red flag was that he was cheap. You broke and you cheap. Now you can't be both. You can't be both. Because there's some people that may be broke, but they not cheap. Meaning that when they have money, they going to spend it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not spend it frivolously, but they're going to not be so such a tightwad. So those things that I named was all red flags. And not to mention that he was manipulative. But because I liked him and because I thought he was nice, I stuck around. I'm going to tell you another red flag. He's a liar. He's a liar. I caught him in several lies. When he told me, let me tell you where I made my biggest mistake with him. When he told me, can we just be friends? Because I'm going through this pain in my arm. You know, and right now I can't focus on a relationship. I can't focus on anything but my health. There was nothing wrong with this motherfucker. Nothing. That was bullshit. Because he didn't want to have no relationship. He didn't want a relationship because he knew that he wasn't on my level. See, this is why when I say this to women, I'm not telling you all this. When I be on TikTok talking about it, or I'm on Facebook or on here, I'm not talking to you all about this because this is something I heard. I'm telling you all this because this is something that I have experienced. This is something that I know personally. A lot of these men are not on your level. And you got to stop taking them because they're nice. Of course they're nice. They look at what you have. They look at who you are. And they say, hey, She's got this, she's got that, she's nice, she this, she that, she blah, 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 blah. Who wouldn't want you? Who wouldn't want you? But the thing is that they want you to take care of them based on what you have. And this is why their mentality of take and I'm going to use you is because they don't have it. But when you meet a man that is on your level, and I'm not talking about financially or what they have or whatever, I'm talking about the way that they think. The way that they think. But also being with somebody who is on your level. Same way with Christopher Sperm Donor. Same thing. He had nothing. He was a fucking bum. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed to admit that. I know the mistakes that I've made with these stupid motherfuckers. I know. So this is why when you get a jackass, you get this jack person who I said is a jackass, talking about this is why you single. You sound like a motherfucking fool. You sound like a fool. Women ain't running up behind you sorry motherfuckers no more. Women are like, fuck that. I'm good. I got my job. I got my home. I got this. I got my business. I got my property. I'm making my own money. I'm traveling. Fuck you. Women are just like men don't want to get married, neither do women. So this whole notion, what that statement lets me know is that men think that a woman's life is not complete unless they're in it. I don't know where you all got that bullshit from, but that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. So ladies, you gotta know when motherfuckers ain't on your level. And when men are not on your level, when they're not on your level, you need to get rid of them. You need to tell them, hey, you know what? It was nice getting to know you. It was nice talking to you, but so let me give you an example. Remember the guy that came and brought me the scratch offs? He ain't on my level. Now, he made damn good money. Worked for the same company I work for. Make damn good money. But he cheap. And I already know that. So I'm not fucking with you. He sent me something in my DM. Something he sent. And then he came back and he wrote something like, I hope what I sent you wasn't offensive. I didn't even open it. I did not even open it because I don't care. I don't call him. I don't text him. I'm not fucking interested in you at all. You are a cheap bastard. I'm telling you, I don't deal with cheap, broke men. I don't. I just don't. When you show me that you cheat, I'm done. I am done. I don't care if you can eat the lining out of my coochie. I'm not fucking with you. No. So, I give him nothing. Go somewhere and sit down. I don't want to be bothered with you. I don't like him like that. No. And it's the other thing I'm going to talk to y'all about too. And then I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all got to stop lying to these men also about them being good in bed. And y'all know that they horrible. Stop it. Stop lying. Stop lying to them. You're not helping them. You're not. You're doing a disservice. And then when I get with them, then they mad. They want to call me all out my name. Call me all kinds of fat bitches. Because I be like, what the fuck is this shit? You need to be honest. Now, if he ain't willing to change some stuff, or he ain't willing to I'm just saying, you need to be honest. Some of y'all are so sexually unsatisfied with the person that you are with, but you won't tell them because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You need to be honest and tell them. And it's another thing. Men always think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread in bed. You're not. You're not. And y'all don't want to listen to a woman. A woman tries to show you how to touch her or what she like, and you all get all in y'all feelings. And that's why I said yesterday on here, when men get upset about women and their sex toys. You know, I don't know what they need, what you need that for, cause you don't know what the fuck you doing. That's why I need it. Y'all think y'all the greatest thing, just the greatest thing, and you're not. You're just not. But women have lied to y'all or have not said anything to you all, and so you all think that you the bomb. And you're not. You're horrible. You're horrible. And this is why the sex toy market is one of the richest industries, because women are tired of bad sex. And so women are like, that's okay. That's okay. So, you know, all I'm gonna say is this. I'm gonna tell you what I've learned, and I'm gonna tell you what I will not tolerate or deal with anymore. You got to be on my level, and whatever level that is, that's where you got to be. And if you ain't there, and if I'm not on your level, leave me the fuck alone. Okay? But I'm not dating no man that is cheap and broke and ain't got shit. And so all of those red flags with Darnell, you know, I swept them under the rug. I ignored them. You know, I was like, the thing with him not having a car, that bothered me. Because I didn't understand that. But also, what I also learned about him was that he had no ambition to want to do anything. None. He was very, very comfortable. He was very comfortable living down in a basement apartment with no stove. He was very comfortable with not having a car. He was very comfortable with not having any money. He was very comfortable with being broke. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't get it. But he was comfortable. And when you find a person who is comfortable with not making any changes in their life, you don't want to be with that person. I saw something on Facebook. It was a picture of something. I don't know how I saw it. I guess he got a new girlfriend. They look to be on each other's level. You know, he wouldn't leave me alone for the longest. Until I finally told him. Which I had told him before. Stop calling me. And he still will call. That's why I say he's manipulative. But you can't, you know, there's men that are with women that are very manipulative. There's a lot of women that are manipulative. That's not who you want to be with. And then the last thing is that I'm pissed with Amazon because Chris Shoes didn't come last night. So I had to call them and say, what is going on? How about it's not coming to March 19th? Well, I talked to somebody in customer service, and they're gonna either give me a gift card or waive the shipping and handling fee. And the shoes are coming from China. They're in Arkansas. Something happened. So the shoes were $200. Like $253. I think that includes the shipping and handling. So I let Meadow know, because I've been telling him that I was gonna let Chris and him talk. Once Chris get the shoes, I'm gonna call him. But that pissed me off. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. We're going in here. And see what the day brings. Thank God it's Friday. Whew, thank God it's Friday. So anyway, y'all, have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna do a video for you all tomorrow or Sunday. I got 2 more parties to go to this weekend. I'm thinking to myself, why you and this person gotta have a party on Saturday, then Sunday you gotta turn around and you gotta have another party? Why? Anyway. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Okay, I'll see y'all soon. All right.